$4,000 anyway. You just
Yes.
want to get as much of it out of that $4,000
That she does.
Yes.
Yes,
You're
not
not
that.
asking for any more money for anything else.
You could do that.
Yeah,
I understand it now.
totally up to you. It's your money to do with how you wanna pay your employees, so
Yeah.
pay them.
and if you're going to resign, I would imagine that needs to be in writing to him through us.
Yeah,
You're gonna need that in writing.
I just didn't get it done yet. But,
Okay.
I was gonna have it done for here, but
Okay, back to the public. Anybody else?
I have a question, or a suggestion, I should say. You started off the meeting with like a cost analysis for, maintenance. Would you be willing to do that for all the other departments and positions at the next meeting?
Sure.
Thank you. And then my other thing was, on the clerk's personal Facebook page, she had put about video and audio recordings here. Can you clarify that?
The common area just has a camera.
And do you keep those recordings, and who has access?
I have access to it, and yes, there is an SD card in there that just loops. If we do need to look at it, we can look at it, but otherwise, once it loops, you don't get to keep it. I don't think. I'd have to look into that.
and you also
Or we would have to
audio.
do chips.
Bigger chips.
There's audio recording also.
We'd have to pull chips if you need to, and I think we should. Like say if somebody wanted a FOIA request, I think video does fall into that.
Yes, it does.
Okay. And that is something that's new, but the chip that's in it is set on loop, but it would require, I'll look into that on how much we would need, and then we'll have to purchase chips.
Actually,
Or
if we just extend that one, I just ordered a camcorder because I cannot physically ask Willie, and I would like to have records of my own meetings instead of asking Willie. So next week, at the next meeting, I too will have recordings, and that will be accessible.
We can ask Willie, but you don't have to. Well, we can
Yes.
ask him.
Right, but I needed them, and I couldn't ask for so I don't like asking on my own stuff.
Aren't they already recorded with the cameras you have here? Isn't that what we're talking?
That it's not the same. This one, so the old
So if that's connected
Township.
to,
Security camera.
if
Yes.
that's connected with the Wi-Fi or anything like that, one person should be able to get a hard drive, external hard drive, download that onto an external hard drive through the system, and keep a copy on an external hard drive, so you could always have a copy and be like empty the SD card. I got 6 cameras around my house, so I got loops of all the way back to January of last year. So you want to talk about videos? I got a lot of videos.
So going back, so Arlo was here before, but the old treasurer and the clerk didn't remember the passwords and weren't able to give it to me. So I had no way of being able to take control of the camera. So we got rid of the Arlo, and we actually went probably 3 months without any cameras. But because we had a disgruntled resident threaten me and our maintenance men, that the police were called, and they suggested that we do, in fact, because it's a public setting, that she can come in and pay her bills and it be recorded. And so that's what we did. Otherwise, I would rather not have one. So.
But at the same
That's it.
time, the age we live in, it's what everybody does, is to record. So, yes, ma'am. Hey,
So
can we
how long
listen
are
here?
they recorded? Like how long before it loops back?
They're lasting like, a couple months. So a good
So
sized
it's
chip.
first
that it
3 months worth of data then.
Yep.
And
We
it's
didn't
just
even-
on that disk, so only.
It's not a chip in it, yeah. So you'd have to pull it out, and actually we could probably go in, vice versa what
Yeah.
you did there, and then you just download the chip and you can put it back in. So,
And I
There's
think
ways
we
to do
just literally found out that it didn't come with it, so a chip wasn't even installed until end of November.
Actually, we just
Mid-November?
paid the bill because that was one of the Amazon purchases.
Yep. So I don't think the chip we didn't even know. We thought it was just one of the regular ones, and then it turned out it wasn't. So the chip literally got installed at the end of November. So.
okay. Yes, Wanda?
I just want to say to Doreen, thank you for your years of service here. The fire department has been absolutely wonderful. A number of years ago when our house was hit at 12:30 at night, they were the first on scene. They were there to make sure that we didn't have a fire. They were there in 10 minutes. And the young man was fortunately not injured bad. Of course, our hosts and our cars all took the hit, which was fine because they're replaceable. But I never thought about it till the next morning when we had power and lights. We had all the fluids from those cars out on the ground in the front of our house and in our part of our garage. Our house could have went up very quickly if there would have been any sparks at that time. And this fire department has been absolutely wonderful when we've had an emergency for medical or for what we had happen in our house. I just want to thank Doreen for all her years of service. It's a terrible, hard job, and you're called out in all kinds of weather, all kinds of situations. You never know what you're going to. My father was a fire truck driver for 30 years, so I know what the hardships that they've put up with. And we have a very small department here, and hopefully if we get some younger people coming in here, we can get some more people trained and on that. We do not have the emergency care we need here. So thank you, Doreen, for all your years of service and total respect.
Quick question. I know we talked about 4 months ago, but did you find out anything about the fire hydrants yet, or they're looking into it, or flushing them, or seeing which ones work and which ones don't?
They came and did a slight flush. Otherwise, no, there hasn't been much done. I know we got the one back at Legion. But
Ontonagon told me that they do not have the manpower or the money to take care of any fire hydrants that's within the town of Ontonagon, Silver City, and White Pine. And they highly advise any resident that is able to clear around the fire hydrant as they can. I know a lot of elderly are in this area, but there's also a lot of people with tractors or even a plow just to cut that bank in front of it. I take my lawnmower, which is just a little John Deere, and I will beat the hell out of it just to get through the ice bank just to plow around them. I get yelled at by my neighbor down the street because he doesn't like me plowing the one that he's taken care of for 25 years. But I still do it. All right? All it takes is a few minutes to just bust that bank, and that's all it would take. You know, that's what it comes down to, is that we as a community, if we want to save our neighbor's house in the event of a fire, we got to take the time to clear around those fire hydrants ourselves.
They work, so why waste your time?
A lot of them, you know, even if they don't or not, there's going to be that time where that's needed, and if it's buried 4 feet underneath the snowbank, they ain't going to be able to get to it in time, and these houses go up fast. And I watched that one last April go up fast right behind me, so I know how fast they can go up.
we're going to have to do our best, and Willie is a big part of taking care of them. And I mean, I knock a few of them open too, but I think at this point it's going to be us taking care of them as our own community. We're not going to get a lot of love from them, and at this point, really going there and talking to them, and if their funding is of such that that's their answer, then I say we just do it ourselves for right now. I don't think legally we can test them, but I mean, I did see them turn a few on. How do you've heard me say this before, how do we, we pay them for water, and I don't know how we go to the state and try to hold them accountable, and I shouldn't even be saying this, but I mean, to keep our neighbors accountable and then force the issue, and then have a good relationship.
Have we gotten a water sample test, being that our water tower needs to be replaced?
Your water system has parameters it has to follow. Fire hydrants on a municipal fire system need to be tested. That's how you flush the debris out of your lines.
They only test the one at the end of the line, though.
They only come to the end here and do them. They don't do every one.
Well, then they need to have their process examined.
Well,
I'll let you know.
I would say go to their meeting and raise that cane. I don't want to be the bad guy in that situation.
No, well, but that's also, Mike, that's also part of your duties as our supervisor.
I went and had a conversation with them, and it's the same deal. They don't have funding. They don't have manpower.
I clean out the hydrant by my house.
I know.
They just give you a big run around.
Just because my house or my neighbor's house starts on fire.
Those guys had a lot of work to do this year in that town, and I don't know what to say other than, I mean, I hope they can gather it up and they can start doing a little bit more of the testing, and I guess if they're not compliant, it's their problem, and hopefully it doesn't come at the expense of a life.
It may need to go above.
Did they ever,
this level.
Yeah.
did they ever get back to us on that letter of interest for us to get our water tower worked on, and they're asked us to sign that, a letter
No, I
back
got a
to
letter
them?
of support.
Yeah, the letter of support.
They were
Because our
going
water
for a
tower
grant.
is-
I haven't heard anything other than I did a letter of support with that, and I haven't heard anything back on it
All right.
yet. So
I have
Can
one
I
more
say something?
question.
Judy was next, I guess. Judy.
Okay, I've lived in this town for 30 years.
That's it?
I'm 82, honey. Anyway, if you've got a bitch about the township, about how they do, what goes on in your township, this is the place to bring it. Not Facebook, not the internet, not the television, and not a bar. Bring it here when you post it. Because when you post something on one of those internet things and you don't sign your name, as far as I'm concerned, you're a coward.
That's right.
So
It's also
stop on
no
a pair of
place
tips
for
or a pair of
board
balls
business.
and come here and do it.
It's also no place for board business on personal Facebook page.
No, it's not. It's not.
That's right.
But you know what? We're all human. We all make mistakes. We all do stupid things. But I don't know if anybody's got a hay on their head or wings in their back.
Does
And I don't know if
everybody, just saying,
anybody-
does everybody know that there's more life than
Bullshit doesn't
Facebook?
count.
Just saying.
It should bring it here.
Yeah. But
Anybody know how to get pictures on the Facebook?
Don't
I
have
gotcha.
the bullshit, bring it here and then shut up.
all right. Tammy, you were next.
Can you give us an update on the audit and the financial advisor and all of that?
Still in process.
Okay, was the audit actually done?
Yes.
The audit is still in process.
Well, it was.
The advisor is
performed.
done, and we have his information we just got.
But the audit should have been done by now?
I don't believe the audit's done, is it?
They're
It's-
still looking for information
Yeah,
from
they're still looking for a few
2024.
things, and we gave
Before
them some
we all
stuff. They're digging a little
started.
bit deeper.
And what does the state say about this?
The state's not happy.
The state is not going to give us an answer, I think, totally until it's done.
So is our funding in any way, shape, or form? Are you worried about funding because the audit isn't done?
No, just let them do their job. And, I mean, I'm not worried. We're doing good. And, the things that they're looking back for, I mean, I think Nancy kind of answered that question when she stormed out last time. I hope it doesn't hinder stuff moving forward for grants. Right now, I don't think there's any money missing. I don't think there's anything that's been stolen.
I just wondered if the audit was done.
The audit's not done, but I mean,
And
there,
there's no repercussions from the state because of this?
I don't know that yet. So
No.
I think there's going to be some misuse of grant funds. And I hope that doesn't cause any issue moving forward with granting. But there again, that's probably even wrong of me to speculate that, but that's what they're looking into. When she said we had to spend the money, from what I'm gathering, that was money to clear room for that, to try to cover something with that shouldn't have been spent on that.
Well, I just seen in the, that we paid Anderson Packman. And I'm assuming that's who we must have hired to do the audit.
Yes.
But that didn't get finished, so then the state sent in financial advisor?
There's two
No,
different
that
audits going
that
on.
had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, there's two different audits.
Okay.
Two very different.
This was an advisor that came in. It wasn't necessarily an auditor, it was an advisor.
But
that
we
they-
had an audit in August. This was a gentleman, the financial advisor, that came in. And I wasn't impressed.
It was unique.
It was very unique. Basically, it was a.
He kind of interviewed everybody, and he kind of assessed the situation of where we were at.
Like we already know. So.
And they talked about everybody, and I believe we got findings coming. I've
Yes.
seen a rough draft of it. But we can post that or have that available if somebody wants it.
And then, you had said that there was a letter of understanding that you had to sign with the state to pay for this company coming in and that we would be reimbursed for it, for the financial advisor?
That's the state. He
Yes.
signed it.
And so we will be, but you didn't say how much it was.
Well, it was originally 18,000, but they're giving us a credit, and I haven't seen that yet, so I don't know how much. They were gonna reduce the cost.
So we're not gonna get all of it back.
We haven't
Oh,
even
we-
paid
we
for
haven't
it.
paid
We
for
haven't
anything.
been invoiced or anything yet. They're still doing their general assessment. And then once everything is finalized, then they'll submit an invoice that we have to submit to the Department of Treasury.
Thank you.
Anything else? Yes, ma'am.
You said we got a new lawyer. Was it just due to the prices they were charging? Or was there a difference in what they were offering to do for us?
Both. Yeah, I mean, to have a retainer, I think was not needed, especially at that price level. He wanted to almost double it. And talking to a few people around here, you know, was again not needed.
He was supposed to be at the planning commission meetings and he was never there either.
Yeah,
He was
taxpayers,
fine.
which, you know, it's your funds, but I mean, a lot of people didn't care for what he was spoken to do and he didn't do, and to try to raise his rates, and I don't know. There was a new group that came in. I believe they've done a lot of stuff in Ontonagon County. A lot of folks in the whole UP across are going into specializing in it. And in conversation with them, they sounded like they were on the up and up. And I mean, you're able to call them and have a quick conversation, not be billed on a stopwatch. That's good. Not having a retainer was good. And ultimately, when you see them, you know, taking over several other townships, there's a reason for that. So we made the switch, and that was a savings of $8,000 and change just in 1 year. So it was well worth it. But plus, the accessibility is nice. I think there hasn't been a situation we haven't called or been able to hit a Zoom meeting, be on time, and be there. I mean, I even have a cell phone on.
We had a handout that we did at that meeting that we had about that. I just saw it in my stack of agendas I have at home. So
To save $8,000 and have it be what it is.
It was a significant saving, and then the letter that he sent the other lawyer, it didn't seem like he was really too interested in helping our township, either the way that he stated in that letter. If anyone wants a copy, I mean, you can get a hold of me and I can get you a copy from mine.
From our attorney, the past one here?
Yeah.
I have it too.
Yeah, you guys handed that one out, and then quotes and stuff of the new one and at that meeting. So there is copies of that available.
Well, and even up to answer a little further, even past the retainer, then what he did is he limited what he was going to do. So on top of his retainer, he then wanted extra on top to do certain things, where this new company was like, it is what it is. So it was a very, very good change, and it will show in the future.
Also, will we be looking to put the ordinances on the website or have them publicly available like that?
We'll grow into all that hopefully eventually.
And then my last one was, I know there was a post about the ice rink starting to be filled. Do we know when that's going to be done?
Dan, where are we on making ice?
Full snow again. I gotta shovel up some more snow. I did have a base layer go down with all the evaporation on the floor. I already took it out. Start from scratch and see where the weather takes us. Hopefully maybe next week. We're a little bit warm up now. So hopefully maybe next week or after Christmas possibly start on it.
Yeah, we'll be trying on it again. It's a warm hit. It was difficult. Dan's been doing really well out there, and it'd be nice to see some folks, if they wanted to, especially now when we start over, to come and help him clear out. But we'll get there.
Someone asked me too what happened to all our old skates that we had.
We have them.
They're here.
They're totes.
Where are they at?
Oh, somewhere back there.
We do have them yet.
Yeah. And actually, someone donated quite a few walkers this year.
I've seen them.
That way kids that were learning to ice skate could use a walker. There's, I think, a half a dozen, I think, back there somewhere too.
It'd be nice to see a good solid week of cold, to be honest with you.
A resident did ask me if we need volunteers for the rec building for this ice. We do. If somebody wants to volunteer nights or days and hours, so it can be open. I think Joan did it before, and some people were bringing in like cookies and chips and hot
I
cocos.
think Tony did it last year, like 2 times or something, 2-3 times.
Yeah, if we
before.
could alternate, like it doesn't have to be the same person, but you know,
That's a shame with this building, when they okayed this new building.
Yeah.
The old building had a kitchen in it. And we could heat hot chocolate up and serve the kids from all of that. But when they put this new building in, never did understand why.
it's not done. It's
I know. Well, you know what? Whoever signed the contract paid that guy. They should have their ass kicked. Concrete's not level in that building. It leaks all over the place.
Yeah,
I don't think they replaced
They
it.
didn't replace the concrete. No.
There's,
That asphalt is the same
Good
stuff.
job.
there's some new concrete.
there's some new concrete and it's
Very
a
little.
little.
It is what it is. We'll deal with it.
When that rink was full size, it'd take like 2 weeks because of the floor being unlevel before you had skating lights.
There again, it'd be nice to see some temperatures that would.
We've had it
Hmm?
until 2 days.
Oh, he's been trying.
Now with a liner, like my suggestion of a liner at some point in time, wouldn't that help keep the water from soaking down in and keep a water layer there?
A
I don't
layer.
think they've ever had a liner in the past.
But, you
You
know,
let
this,
snow around the inside of the boards, pack it, spray it with water, it'll freeze, and then you just pour.
Well, 25 years ago, we had an ice rink just like that with holes in it, and we realized it didn't work, so we boarded the holes up. We used to put tarps up, because the daylight sun would melt the ice. If you got that enclosed, you'll freeze ice in a couple of weeks, and you did it for years.
Yeah.
But with them opening, you'll never freeze ice, because it gets too warm during the day, and it melts everything you do.
So we need to close that off.
It does, and it's stupid. They tried that 25 years ago in the first building, and we ended up closing it off. We had a snow in here at one time, but that's why you can't freeze ice, because when you got them holes, during the daytime, it just gets too warm in it.
Well, then maybe we don't do the ice rink this year. It's going to be that big of a fight.
What we did with years ago is we just put some tarps up, just to keep the cool air inside from the night. Close it a couple weeks.
That was enclosed, wasn't it, the old one?
Before you got here, Dan,
it
was not. Okay, Dan. I've been here for 60 years. 62 years. 63. 63. I know. But yeah, years ago we had open walls and it was a disaster to freeze ice. You put some tarps up to hold that cold in there, you'll freeze that. Yeah, you'll never do it like this because you get 20 warm days. Burns up all the concrete, sucks up all that heat and it just melts.
Well, we can look into maybe trying to do that, but putting it up right now would be difficult. See what happens. All right.
I have a comment.
Okay.
In light of everything that has been going on and people accusing my husband and I and Mike and Marty's businesses of solely trying to benefit off this township and saying that my sign at Bonanza Falls is a disgrace and that it's spelled wrong and just everything going on behind our backs, we are no longer choosing to any further do business with the township as far as signs go. I know ours isn't anything compared to an emergency service, but we like to be able to do things and build things to bring beauty. And we're very proud of what we do and the things that people are saying about us and doing to us. I can't do that no more. It's tearing us down. So I will no longer be putting bids in for anything. So we just had somebody say, hey, we need Silver City done. Nope, I'm not interested. Bonanza Falls was brought to me before anybody was on this board besides Gary. Everybody else was prior. It was brought to me to try to bring beauty back to a beautiful park that we have. So I tried, I worked, and I got yelled at over it, and I was patient. And then I even went out and I got bids from other people, and I asked for bids for other people, metal ones, wooden ones, just so that I could show that I'm not trying to benefit myself. And at that, with the amount that we had charged the township, it was $837. You realize a sign that size with what our machine and everything that it takes, that sign should have been almost $2,000. We did it for $837, you guys, because we wanted to do something beautiful for our community and for our park. But to have people going around saying that our sign is a disgrace and our work is a disgrace, I'm not doing that anymore. I work hard for what I have, and it took my husband and I a lot of time and patience to build to what we have to be torn down by people. It is shameful, and it's horrible.
Ma'am, I'd like to say that is a beautiful sight.
I appreciate that.
I was shocked driving by and seeing this sign going, holy smokes, now there is a little
But
recognition.
that sign is
of
being
that.
questioned because it's saying it was made to benefit ourselves.
It was a long time coming.
So,
It's a beautiful sight.
and I took very much pride in designing that and putting that together. And we even brought it to the public and said, hey, what do you guys think of the designs? You know, do you want to change anything? We brought it in and asked opinions. And everybody in that public audience that evening when the board voted on it, it was between the metal or ours.
I thought.
So,
It's good.
yeah.
Thank you.
And at this point, until things get better, Revy himself, it's time that we pull back. And
Yep.
and if we
And
can't
that's what
make any
we've done,
improvements, that's what's gonna happen.
I can tell you.
I'd
this
like to
much,
say that
people
too,
in
as
City
the owner of Superior Outdoor
I
Maintenance
was
and
asked.
Services.
I'm
I'm
not
gonna-
going to put anything in.
I
I'm gonna,
know, but we like the sign.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
are you guys done? I would like to say too, as Superior Outdoor Maintenance and Services owner, that I will no longer offer my services either. So when that lift is needed and nobody else was able to get one, but I'm benefiting for myself when it was $450 and it didn't even complete the job. We had to use our generator because it was battery operated. I didn't charge for that. But, we had to follow the generator. But we were $300 and it cost $450 plus whatever else. When I volunteered or donated the skid loader with the broom at $150 an hour, and I was had people taking pictures and stuff. This has been going on. I have only been at this seat for less than a year, you guys, and I am getting so much stuff that no matter how much good I do and whatever I don't do is not enough. So I have also, that's why Mike decided to also pull the contract for the snow removal, but also anything that was going to help, I will not bring my equipment back on too. We can either rent or learn how to purchase our own equipment to do it yourselves. Good enough. I'd like to adjourn. It's 8 o'clock. Just saying.
There's other folks. Anybody else? Go ahead. You waited patiently.
I mainly want to talk to you.
Well
Then you can do it afterwards.
Adjourn.
Yeah.
I got 5 minutes, people.
Yeah.
I gotta get to work.
Everybody's done? Okay, Gary? Supported?
I'll support.
Marty? Ray? Gary? Doreen? Yes.
We get a litter out of the.